All about two. Do you know in the last week, right, I managed to kill 3 render engines, and I have no idea why. Well, I do, I'm pushing them too hard. We managed to kill Mental Ray, so it now doesn't do displacement at all on my main machine, which is what I'm using as the main render for some of the stuff that can't go to the farm because, as I say, it doesn't have what I've wrote, and neither am I giving it to them because it's all very complex and it meshed with other stuff, and I'm not fucking somebody's render farm up basically. I managed to fuck V-Ray up for 24 hours. Also, I'm using sort of the free version of 3D Light because it's a RenderMine compliant renderer and it's good for some stuff, you know, fast for displacement and things. But I managed to fuck that up as well. It just stopped rendering anything but black. No alpha, just black, right? With occasional white and blue spots everywhere, which, you know, was bad shit. It took me a while to fix that. Mental Ray's still broke. Not fucking sure what I'm going to do about that, to be quite honest. I gave Zach a ping the other day, but he never got back to us because he's in a meeting, so until it does, it looks like I'm having to use V-Ray. Now the trouble with V-Ray is I don't use V-Ray a lot, right? I can't make it sort of do tricks like I do with Mental Ray. You know, I can get whatever I want out of Mental Ray because I know well. But V-Ray, some stuff transfers well, right? The knowledge is still there, but it's like some stuff I do as a matter of habit. I just do it, right, in Mental Ray, and I know it works, and I know it'll do what it'll be of the look I want to. In V-Ray, it's a whole different set of bloody materials and shit, and you know that let me give you a list off the top of my head, which I'm probably missing stuff of what I'm having to handle at the moment. This is an entire pipeline, and you'll notice that there's a few surprise additions, right? Because another reason for this shot was to show that I'm not just Mudbox guy, right? But I can use a lot of different sort of applications. It also meant learning some as well, or getting better at some. But I'm juggling 3D Max, Maya, render engines, Mental Ray, as I say, 3D Light, V-Ray, possibly another one, not quite sure yet. We're juggling Nuke, we're juggling After Effects with a zillion different plugins in it, the same as Nuke. Premiere, Bijou, PF Track, and what the hell's the other one? Synthize. Let's try and work on something else. I'm missing a big one out here. I know I am. There's a special thing of mine, which is interesting. Well, I'm not going to say anything else. There's other few things of mine. There's Motion Builder, which I hadn't used for about 6 to 8 months. So I was rusty as hell at that. What else was I doing now? Then there's a load of the stuff for the colour grading side as well, you know, that I'm using. And it's not just like a little bit of each program, it's all of each program. But I found out some interesting things. Some programs don't work well together, right? Some of them give surprising little bugs that aren't supposed to exist. Some of them are supposed to exist, some aren't. And that covers all of them, Autodesk and not. I missed Mudbox out. Also, there's a bit of ZBrush in there. And also a bit of 3D Code. Why? Because I fucking can. As I say, I also want to prove that it's not just fucking Mudbox. In fact, the applications that are used least at the moment are the sculpting apps. Which may surprise you. There's not as much sculpting as you may think in this. Now, the one thing that, see, originally when the first month that I lost work on this short, right, it was set sort of in a sort of stormy, sort of twilight-ish, nighttime sort of thing, right, lighting. And I'll let you in a secret, right? Stick anything in the dark, it's dead easy to match it to a live plate, right? Dead fucking easy. I can show you how to do it in 5 minutes. However, in bright daylight, it can be a lot harder. Some things are easy. I'm not going to, you know, try and bullshit it. Some things are still easy. Some things get a lot harder. All right. It's getting more hard because I'm dealing with a strange render engine. You know, 3D Light. Well, that's doing one particular job that it has to do. That's all that one's doing. So at the moment, that's sort of, touch wood, under control. Now, what killed me a lot was me losing the matte paintings, But when I've decided to make it daylight, so I thought, well, wait a minute, if I put this in the dark, although everybody else can do things in the dark in films and get away with it, because it's a film and it's made in Hollywood, right? If I do it, it's like, oh, you're taking the easy way out. So I thought, well, let's take the hard way out. Which, to be honest, I've regretted ever since. It's not possible now to change it back. Now, I will, I'm fairly certain, for the version that's seen at end user, it will have to be, you know, the background soundtrack in music from something else. So until that's wrote, I won't put it online, because I'm not putting this much work in for YouTube to ban it. You know. Oh, the stream. See if you can see it, I'm not sure. I don't know. You know, a lot of people said that I'm sort of known for pushing right up against deadlines, up against what's fucking possible in the time allowed. Sometimes I let you into it. I do that because I know I can do it, right? I wouldn't do that unless I was confident. Sometimes that I know that if I leave it till 2 days beforehand, I can get it done in an hour and out and look great. Call it the client. You know, I should stop like degrading myself all the time, because the people who have a problem with me are always going to have a fucking problem with me. Most of whom have never, you know, done anything more than a bit of modelling or something. You know, it's like I'm trying to do a full pipeline here, you know, by myself, and code at the same time, which is not good, and live life all on zero. I don't think anybody's done that before, probably with good reason, because they've got sanity on the side. I haven't. Now, it is sending me a little bit strange. I'm not going to pretend it's not. This time, this is for real. This really is worrying, because I know how, you know, close to the fucking line this is. This is not just playtime. I'm not so confident about this that I can do it that it's like, yeah, it's walking apart, blah blah blah. It's not. The killer for me at the moment is the environment. I set the bar rather high in the first few shots. Unfortunately, this means you've got to carry on in that quality, because if I didn't, it would be like, boom, hit like 1 minute or something. Oh shit, what happened there? See, that's what you don't want to happen. You don't want to jar the viewer. I'm also trying to think of ways around corners here. I'm not sure how much is possible, how much is not. But, you know, there's people out there at the moment like the idea of me possibly failing. I don't fail, right? I don't give up as a rule, and I always win. In other words, I always get what I want eventually. That's who I am, right? Like it, lump it, couldn't care less. And sometimes it is rather rewarding in life to see somebody like that fall flat on their fucking arse. Now, I've sort of given them a helping hand with this one, haven't I? I've pushed it harder than, you know, it's sane. So if I manage to go through this and don't pull it off, I know I'll get shit for it, right? But I would say how many people have actually done the same. If you haven't, I want to hear it, right? Just sour grapes. If I do pull it off, it'll mean that I've worked extremely fucking hard. I haven't got the resources of a large studio. I can't just go and knock on somebody's sort of little cubicle and say, excuse me, Bob, could you mind helping me with this? I've got a bit of a problem. I can't do that. Now, some stuff I can, right? Let's pretend, which is a fantasy, that I had a problem with, say, 3D Max tomorrow, right? I know that there's about 10 people I can phone or send an email to that would help me, but it would take a while to get a reply. It might not be instant. Usually these people are busy, right? I've got a very sort of pertinent rule that if you have a problem, you go to the head of the snake, meaning that you go to the best person you can find on that particular application or subject and you ask them. I don't pretend to be an expert in everything, never have done, never will do. So if I have a problem, I go to people who are experts at their field. It makes sense. I am actually worried, let's see what the time is, that after all this, I'll put it out, it'll get done, and it'll get panned. Why? The last 10 seconds. I am taking a big fucking risk for them last 10 seconds. There's another version which would have an extra 30 seconds on it, but you would never be allowed to see it on YouTube, on Vimeo, or anywhere else, unfortunately. Why? Because I know somebody's going to ask, what gives you the right to put this bit at the end because I'm the fucking director. And to be quite honest, without drawing a parallel, it's no different to Spielberg when he made things like Schindler's List. Why did he make that film? Because he's the director and he's paying for it and he's fucking allowed to, right? You know, it's like whatever you like. If somebody's paying for it and they're the director, they like to do it like. You don't like it, don't watch it. But it is possibly a career killer, put it that way. There's a lot of people going to be pissed. Quite possibly dramatically so. And I'm not hyping that, I'm just pointing out that there's a few people that watch these or that will not like the final 10 seconds. It's not all nice and fluffy. It makes a certain point and comment about something that affects us all, and people are going to be pissed. There is an outside chance that I'll finish this short and I'll just say fuck it, I've had enough of 3D. It really has took me to the edge and beyond. I've stood on the edge of the earth and I've looked over, and you know what, it's getting more and more tempting to jump. I don't mean that in a suicide fucking way, that's just bullshit, right? But it is getting more tempting to say, on Monday the 23rd of May, which is Monday coming for me when I'm recording this, it's my 40th birthday. Now I always imagined, that's the limit of what I could imagine as a kid, right, is being 40. And so I don't know what's coming after that. I always imagined I had my life planned out to the age of 40. After that, both bets are fucking off. And I always imagined at the age of 40 I'd be able to go out and have a drink on a night time at the pub and, knock her out and be fairly comfortable in life. But I've sort of sabotaged myself here. Let's not pretend. I've sabotaged my own life quite dramatically over the years to make it a little bit more interesting. So there's a chance that I'll just say, I'm 40, I don't need this fucking shit. I don't need people like, on my back for whatever fucking strange reason. I don't need either. Or these are the people. I don't need that shit, But again, there's always a chance that if I walk away, then they win. As I said, I never lose. Why? Because I'm a pig-headed old bastard and I'll keep on going until I do. Other people give up, I don't. Is this the one time I'll give up? I honestly don't know. There's a bloody good chance it will be. That I'll get to the end of this, because I always complete where I start, and then say that's it, the end. No more. And just walk away from it. There are other things I can do in life that, to be honest, don't. It worked out that we're probably one of the few occupations where it costs you money to learn, just to be able to have a chance of a job. I also realised that I'm not the sort of person that would work well in any particular firm because I have to be in charge, and I often dot around with different things, like a freaking firefly. One minute I'll be programmed, then I'll be doing this, then I'll be doing the modelling, then I'll be doing that. It's like, firms don't like that shit, right? And I've realised that I'm actually better on my own because that gives me complete creative control. Yeah, I'll be skinned. Yeah, I can fucking job, more about. Would I want to? Would I want to sit in a little fucking cubicle doing hair on a mouse for the next 3 years? For a fucking film or a cartoon or whatever? Fuck that, that's not what I got into this for. Jeez, I want a boring job here. I'd work in a factory. Probably better paid as well. But there you go. I'll see you in part 3.